know, India is basically a peninsula, like you know, a coastal nation, and full of lakes and so forth. So it doesn't seem that much of a stretch, but we know that there are errors in translation that are pretty bad all the time.
Yeah. So I just wonder.
Yeah, no, it's a great question. So all we can do is hope that the translation was good and accurate. Anybody else? Okay, so now verse 59. Let's see what 59 says. Okay, yeah, this is quite good. 59 is here. So that's just, you know, a couple verses after the one we just read. The path, okay, so even as a heap of rubbish thrown away by the side of the road, a lotus flower may grow and blossom with its pure perfume, giving joy to the soul. In the same way, among the blind multitudes shines pure light, pure the light of wisdom, for the student who follows the Buddha, the one who is truly awake. Okay, so I take this to be meaning that the lotus is a light source, just like we're told, the Buddhists wanting to tell us that the body is actually not a vehicle of flesh and meat and bone. The body actually is an emanation, or say a misrepresentation of Buddhist atomic activity, of energy, or you could say of nirvanic infinite light. So now I take the lotus flower reference here to be doing the same thing, except now we're just, instead of talking about foaminess, we're talking about light. So here's what I have that I've written here for you. Next we have verses 58 and 59, which really gets the point of the philosophy of empirical Div 1 Indian Buddhist reality across in clear and to the point fashion. The flower, which the Div 2 Dukkha dweller sees as surface and color, is actually a source of infinite light. The verse refers to the lotus, which is typically considered the explosion of nirvana, as found in this passage from another passage I'm about to read from Laycock in a section of his book called The Radiance of the Lotus. Okay, so what I'm talking about here is this book, written by, it's called Nothingness and Emptiness. I love this book, personally. It's written by Stephen Laycock, who teaches again. Teaches at the University of Toledo. Now let's see what he has to say. Yeah, I gave you the quote right here. The quote starts right there. But I'm just going to read it right here out of this book. Well, no, actually, I pushed it a little bit, so let me read it off your page. The lotus, resplendent symbol of the awakened mind, exfoliates an enigma. Is it an explosion, a cosmic detonation flinging its energy outward? Toward what? From what center? Do we rather see not dynamism, but quiescent serenity, loveliness eternally distilled, a vision disturbed only by gentle, laughing waves? Quiet uproar, motionless explosion occurring upon within as an expression or manifestation of the supporting waters of the pond. It is as if the stillness and motionlessness of the pond, mating with the savage dynamism and biting beauty of the sun, gave birth to a being of a few days, yet in its presence eternal. So, there you go. I take that to be a perfect discussion about our theory of time and about how the lotus represents the Buddhist animism. So you have discussion of motionless explosion. Now, think about that. When we've seen the films that I've shown you of Buddhist activity, nirvanic activity. Let me see here. Such as with the film, this film right here. Oh, well, I don't feel like moving the lights here for a second. But we've all seen that film. Now, I've told you that there's no motion going on in there, yet it seems to be some sort of explosive activity. I take, that's exactly what Laycock here is discussing with the motionless explosion of the lotus flower. The lotus flower looks like it's exploded out, yet it's still. That's a perfect discussion of nirvana, I would say. If there's any words that can be put on nirvana, I take that as being good. Let's see. Now I've got some poems that I've written. Let's see how this goes. Okay. It seems sort of also elaborate. See, we're getting into Zen. We're going into Zen Buddhism. That's why I just read to you a poem-like passage from Laycock, and that's why I'm going to read you these poems here, or a couple of them at least, because Zen is the end of this class having, say, analytical thought. Okay, we're fully in the heart of Zen Buddhist psychology and non-logic. There's no attempt to make sense of anything. So that's why I'm purposely doing this today, using poetry. I'm trying to smash your consciousness out of the analytic mode that it's been in, because you're not going to get that again this semester. So hopefully you enjoyed it while we had it. So let me read this poem to you. Flower bulb. Its extension, solidity, is a dream, ready to collapse inward at any moment. I think the sky is going to explode. I observe the light. It is not a spirit, it is particles. So I take that to be, when I wrote this I wrote this in 1998 or something. I don't think I wasn't on to Buddhist atomism then, but it's interesting. All these poems I wrote here, I wrote long before I was studying quantum physics, like 1994, 1996, 1998. So it's interesting that, look what I wrote. I take that as quite amazing. The solidity is a dream, and there's just particles. Let's check out this one here. The surface and color is a dream. 100 million birds erupt into the air from the beach. Sound of thunder deafening. One bird is shot in the heart. A white blinding light explodes silently from her wound. There's a door in the sky. I want to see it. Okay, that one. Although I like that poem a lot. Let's see. Okay, here we go. This one. The universe made of blue light, producing flowers, blossoming, observers watching. They see a flower appearing motionless, but in fact, it is exploding at a different time rate. Who cares about tomorrow? Yeah, so who cares about tomorrow is that phrase right there, follows the flower's motionlessness, the realization that it's motionless. So then, who cares about tomorrow? That's supposed to be a direct summons to you to understand that Buddhism is a different vibe than, say, modern American culture, which is only about tomorrow. Where are you going to be in 5 years? Probably all of these just as miserable as we are now. So Buddhism is just not in that vibe, and it's in the present moment. So this one here, I'm going back to this one now. One bird is shot in the heart. A white light, blinding light, explodes silently from her wound. I guess when I was reading this one over here, I was thinking about that one. That's sort of interesting. Just trying to interpret that at the moment. It would seem to be the case that implies that everything's made of light, like the sea foam reference that Buddha makes, that the body is actually infinite light, or the body is actually sea foam, coming and going, vibrating, coming into existence, and then fizzing away. So similarly, here we've got the bird, and at the moment of where it opens up, you can see its inside. You see that the inside is made of